ahead, Shell and Clint.
Hey guys.
We are making an applesauce cake, and it has spice in it of clove and cinnamon. So the first thing you're going to want to do is take some sugar, and you just want a cup of sugar. I think I have enough, I hope. I do. I have another bag, so pretty close to a cup. And then we're going to take half a cup of Crisco. I always have Crisco in the house. Don't I, honey?
Oh yeah.
You know what I didn't grab is my whisk. So,
my mixer?
Yeah.
Right there, isn't it?
Sorry.
Oh.
Try not to make too much of a racket. Okay, so, and then we're just going to cream that together. I'm going to put that on sound. No sound because it is loud. Using Clint's really awesome mixer here.
Switch is going down.
Is it?
Yeah, so that would turn on and do it really slow.
I know. I've seen that already. Okay, once it gets kind of mixed in, I'm going to add approximately a teaspoon of vanilla, and I just kind of guesstimate. I'm not a purist. And then we're going to take some applesauce, and I have homemade applesauce here, and we need 1.5 cups. You can use whatever you have on hand, but we are canning people. Sorry about the lighting. It's not the best in the world, is it? But it's fine. 1.5 cups. So this is a quart or a pint, so that's about, I think, yeah. Actually, it's not even packed all the way because, there we go, 1.5 cups. About a tablespoon left, so I'm just going to add that because, you know, make it moisture, right? And you're going to have some soda. So you just want to make sure it is baking soda. And you want a teaspoon of soda. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix it into the applesauce. That way it kind of is already combined.
Isn't that made out of Honeycrisp apples?
Yes, our applesauce is made out of Honeycrisp apples. Ooh, it kind of foams up. That's kind of interesting. Okay, so we're going to add that in. Very simple recipe. I love this recipe. It does,
it's
you
so
know.
Good.
It's a really great cake, and like I said, we don't make it very often, but it's one of my favorites. now that I discovered it. So we're going to mix that in. And then, while this is mixing, I just want to kind of combine that a little bit more. While it's mixing, I'm going to do 2 cups of flour and half a teaspoon of salt. And then we'll pour that in as well. Oh, plus the 1 teaspoon of cinnamon and 1 teaspoon of cloves. It sounds like a lot, but it's so good. Okay, so I'm mixing up my flour now. So how come I don't have any? I'll use actual measuring spoons for this. 1 teaspoon. Okay, so about a half teaspoon of salt with 2 cups of flour. And then a teaspoon of cinnamon. And a teaspoon of clove, which I think it was my mother-in-law who says she's not a big fan of cloves. But Mom, you got to try this if you haven't. It is so good.
It is good.
First time I saw it, I was like, oh wow, that's a lot of cloves. But it really, yeah, I was like, is this the right recipe? Okay, and then a teaspoon of clove. But this is an old recipe. She said her mother used to make this years and years ago.
Grandma
Might have.
seemed like an old timey recipe.
Well, with as much clove as it is, yeah, it kind of.
Well, her mom was pretty.
Okay, we're out of cloves now. That means we cannot make any more until we get more. I think that's the first time I ever used a whole
Yeah.
thing of clove. So I'm just mixing that into the flour, and then we're gonna put that in.
Oh, Bud, really?
Make sure I got everything in there. Salt, flour, cloves, vanilla, applesauce, and Crisco and sugar. Always double check.
And walnuts.
And then we're going to add half a cup of nuts, and we're going to use chopped walnuts. Okay, and I don't want to stir it too much. I know some things, if you stir it too much, it gets really tough. Not sure about cakes, but
I don't know. I've heard of it.
yeah. No eggs, though. Remember that. No eggs. So if you're on an egg-free diet,
You're good to go.
you're good to go. So, and I just need my ½ cup of walnuts.
Okay.
So just about ½ a cup or so.
I don't know if he's staying over there, but I saw him yesterday.
Let me scooch this out. And then I'm going to cook this in a bundt cake pan that I spray with some nonstick spray.
We use grapeseed.
We use grapeseed oil spray. It already smells so yummy in here. Okay guys, I'm going to do that when it's all done, cooked. I will be back and show you the icing because that's the best part. Okay guys, so now we're making the frosting it's called frosting. And she has used this one, so I'm thinking that they originally did not come together. But oh my gosh, this makes
It's good.
the dish for sure. So a ½ cup of butter, and I will put all of the ingredients down below. There's a ½ cup of butter, and we're going to put it in this pan, and along with a ½ a cup of brown sugar, and let's see, yeah, I'm just going to cut that. ½ a cup of brown sugar. Let me grab my knife. Sorry. And then we will, and a pinch of salt. It's kind of like a salted caramel icing. It's not really, I mean, there's not that much salt. And it says this is salted butter, and it doesn't say a preference, but I don't mind having extra salt and what's really sweet. Okay, so let me grab my brown sugar. Okay, that's been about 2 minutes of low boiling. Next, it calls for 2 tablespoons of milk. And I have a little whisk, so we're going to use that to whisk in the milk. Oh, and you know what it says? Stir constantly till the mixture boils.
Uh-oh.
Back to the stove. Okay, so 2 tablespoons of milk, which is pretty important because it was kind of setting up already. So I did the 2 tablespoons of milk. Now we're going to add in, it says approximately a 1½ cups of powdered sugar. So maybe a little bit less, maybe a little bit more, depending on the thickness. I have to tell you, my cake did not turn out the best. It's fine though, it tastes delicious. And I'll need vanilla too. Last time it was kind of lumpy, but it still tasted good.
You got vanilla over there?
No, I think I put it up. That was probably about 3/4 of a cup. So I'm going to just eyeball it because it's getting a little thick.
Okay. The rest of just pour that in.
Thank you, sir.
You done with the stove?
Nope, I think I'm done with it.
Okay.
See, it's getting pretty thick. Put in a touch of vanilla. Says 1/4 teaspoon. And then it says to beat well. Well, it's a little tiny amount of icing, really. Okay, let me grab my cake. Why am I making a mess? My very sad looking cake.
It's gonna taste good. I haven't tasted it.
I know, sorry.
Okay, I'm gonna
It's stuck, and it does that all the time. So Though the last 2 times I had it perfect, so I don't know what happened this time.
Who knows? Okay.
And you're just going to drizzle it on top. It's been about half an hour or so. Whoa, that came out in a big old lump.
What do you want me to put?
Put what? Yeah, just wherever. Sorry, Clint's doing stuff. Not the prettiest cake, is it?
No, doesn't matter.
I mean, I'm making it for myself and Clint, so
Wait.
it doesn't have to be pretty. But let me try to. Most of my birthday cakes don't turn out the prettiest.
I know the one I baked you in.
Oh,
But that was a good laugh.
yeah.
Good memories. So
Good memories. It was like the first or second birthday cake. I think it was the second, probably. Because after the first one, I had ended up in the hospital. For gallbladder, yeah, I
Oh,
did.
yeah, that was my fault.
It wasn't your fault. I'm just making a comment.
Sure made it sound like it was, though.
It wasn't Clint's fault.
Okay, I got that.
So there it is. It's horrible looking. It's rustic. It's very rustic looking. Isn't that the right word? But it'll be delicious. And I hope you guys give this a try. Yeah, we're going to eat supper and then we're going to start munching on this cake. It looks absolutely wonderful. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys give this applesauce spice cake a try with caramel icing. And we'll see you guys in the next video. See you soon. Bye.
Bye, guys. Thanks for visiting.